Okay, going back to brands, I want to spend a little bit of time on logos and things like that. When I think of great logos, I think of Google, Amazon, Yahoo to some extent, Walmart, Tostitos, Costco. When I see these, you automatically bring up that image of the company and what they're all about. When I think of brand names as well, locally I think of A&R, Quartz, Atlantic. Those were the first ones that came to my mind. B&E is also meaningful to me. So we have these names, and some of these companies have great logos. I'm going to try this and see if it works. Here is Baskin-Robbins, and do you see anything in the logo? There is a 31 embedded into the logo that signifies that they have 31 flavors of ice cream. The next one that I find really intriguing, because I worked at FedEx for 10 years, and in the early days they changed the logo. They came out and stated that they were going to change the name of the company, and we were all going, why would you change Federal Express? Well, they shortened the name, which is the nickname that the customers gave the company, to FedEx. And honestly, I stared at this. I saw it millions of times over the next few years. And only until recently did I find out that there is a symbol in the FedEx. I don't know if you can see it, but there is an arrow in there. In between the E and the X, there's an arrow. Moving along, right? That's pretty cool. So we have the 31 for Baskin-Robbins. We have the arrow in FedEx. Another one that I thought was cool, speaking of brands and logos, is Tostitos. You might just look at Tostitos and it's festive, it's fun, it's orange, and it's yellow and different colors, but do you see the two people sharing the nacho chips around a bowl of salsa? That is very cool to me. The next one, Amazon. You've probably seen this 1,000 times, and this one's pretty obvious, but there is A to Z. We have everything from A to Z. In fact, now I just saw a logo and I hadn't noticed it. It was an A with an arrow, just shorten it up. So those are some cool logos. Now, you've got things going on. Here again, we're all about private label. We're going to let somebody else make the product. We're just going to put our name on it and do the promotions and make people aware of it. And the marketing part that we're doing is we're trying to find out what people need or want, and then find somebody to make it so we don't have to deal with that. So here are some great logos. Here's some great, some nice company names, brands locally. Now, we have to think about this, and if you're working in a group, this can be very troubling, but you have to decide with your brand, name, term, symbol, sign, design, you got to think about the fonts that you're going to use, all that string of fonts, that you have to choose from, and there's more. You have to choose the proper font that illustrates what your brand is all about. If it's too bold, it might be too aggressive. If it's too thin, got a mosquito, Zika disease. If it's too thin, it might be too feminine. So you have to think about, I spend hours doing that. And symbols that portray your brand. And notice how important colors often are. It seems like tech uses blue. That would be IBM, big blue. Microsoft seems to be blue, I think. Facebook. And then look at the restaurants. What color is McDonald's? Red and yellow. What color is Wendy's? Red and yellow. What color is Burger King? Red and yellow. What color is KFC? Red and white. What color is Sonic? I think it's red and yellow too. Interesting. They say that the colors of yellow and red make you hungry. Also, we have characters and faces. I tried to verify today, but I couldn't. Orville Redenbacher popcorn. And the story goes from my college days that they spent a ton of money trying to come up with a brand name, a brand symbol, and all of this for this new popcorn that's supposed to be fluffier. And it turns out that they just ended up using the founder of the popcorn, Orville Redenbacher, and his face, and bow tie, and so they spent $1 million, and they were staring at what they were going to end up with to begin with, and other things that will signify what your brand is. Also in these days, and as I was mentioning, Amazon just using the A, something like that. Facebook just has the F. What is the Twitter symbol? So this is fun, trying to fit the brand and the logos and the symbols, all of that, to get a fit with the target market. Something that they relate to and something that helps describe the brand. Now, absolute no-nos. Take notes right now. A&R got lucky. A&R works. When I think of A&R, I think of blue and yellow and stripes of some sort. A&R. That worked. But they got lucky. No A&Ps. No D&Js. That's meaningless. Unless you really get lucky and develop it with colors and symbols or something. This doesn't make any sense. Another thing that we love to do in Belize, and I've read probably thousands of projects, and another tendency is to combine names or initials and do things like Bell Car. It's okay to have a meaningless name. Amazon was rather meaningless until they developed the brand. Google, for most of us, we don't even know what a Google is. Infinity or something. Yahoo, what is a Yahoo? Walmart did use his name. That's very 70s. Tostitos. This, I guess, was a team of people, but that works. It's not like they decided to call it Bass Rob, or B&R, even though they use that in the logo. McDonald's, a last name. So, absolute no-nos with your brand. Let's try to be more creative. No A&Ps, no D&Js, no M and Ns, no Mel 1s or Bell Cars. Let's try to come up with something a little bit better than that. So, there you go. You got to come up with your product. You got to find a supplier for it. You got to come up with a brand, nice little logo, something that the target market is going to be able to, when they see that, they see you. And once you build this, cherish it. Don't let it get spoiled.